Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild, and I have to extend a bit of thanks to David Robson and Soasha. So he told me how to, but it's just not possible. But these guys reminded me of something that you can do with rotors, and I thought that the rotors would work with like the wheels, but they don't. There is no option to add a different rotor head to the rotors. I think you can add the normal rotor head, but okay. What these guys reminded me of is that first the rotors, this whole take apart a rotor and stick a different head on it, that was first a bug, and they made it into a feature. And this feature again is still in there, so you can take a different rotor head and put it on a different rotor. And I came to the asteroid to work with that, and here you can see what that, how this works. So I have a small advanced rotor, but I have a big advanced rotor head. So these are the normal block sizes, or the big block sizes. What we can do with this now is we can go back to the planet and stick the bigger rotor head on the rotor, and then use that instead of our massive crane that we have built there. People had a lot of good ideas. Use a cargo container with stone as a counterweight. That would be variable, so I could see how much it is, but it's just, the whole thing is just too big as it is. And the thing that I wanted was have a rotor with some pistons that I can extend to get closer to the whole system. That's the thing that I wanted to do. And now with this we can do that. I can use bigger pistons, and then maybe go back from the from the big version. So I have to make two switches, small version to a big version, piston, and then have another rotor, and there put in the small version again. So that's what we need to do today. I took the whole concept a bit farther, and I did this because the ship didn't work as I wanted it to work. I just said just add the big rotor heads and then add big thrusters to it. This surprisingly works. So I was able to fly this into the atmosphere, and it slowed down basically immediately. The problem with this is that there's so much weight now on the rotors that the whole ship completely gets yanked into a different direction whenever I turn too fast, and I would have to put on more gyros to make it really steerable. So we can work with this, but maybe I try the smaller atmospheric thrusters and see if that works. Maybe we can replace two of these ones with one of the smaller ones. Have to see how much how the power difference is there. We will see. First thing I want to do is go back to the car and back to the planet, and then work this whole thing out with the rotor heads. I need to do a few things. We have to get rid of the arm. The arm again, as a concept, yeah, but someone said it would be better to build a big car or a big rover around it and then use the arm with that. This seems to be unproportionate. So it's just, this is just too small for the size of this arm. And with a big rover, we would be able to work with that. But this way, nah, that doesn't work. So I will get rid of this. And I also need to build something like a small rocket chair or so, because we need to maneuver this the rotor head into the place that we want to have it later. And one thing I need to do is I need to move these things. I need to move them up and a bit more to this side here. The thing is that the whole rotor head is bigger. I think it should be as big as these blocks here, and I can't turn it if it hits something or so. So I will move them up a bit and then a bit more to the side so that we can use the room that we have here to fit in the pistons and all that stuff. And we get a bit away from this side. We can't cut a lot on this side because here is the anchor point for this wheel, and so we need to change this up a bit, that we have it more over this area. Good. Let me start doing that. So this is removed. I raised up the cargo containers, put a new advanced rotor on there, and removed the rotor head. And then I have put down this rotor here. This is just for me being not trying to be lazy, but making my life a bit easier. You can just place the rotor in the world, but then you have it laying somewhere, and I have to maneuver with what I'm building there. And here I can just connect it, disconnect this thing, and then fly away with the rotor head. So I need this, and then we can work on this here. I need to have a bit of, again, something like a rocket chair or so with a bit of thrust so that I can pick the whole thing up and fly it to somewhere else. Okay. What I need what I need is a reactor and some thrusters and some gyros. Okay. Gyro. Then a reactor. Do I have it? Yes. There. And some thrusters. Okay. This one. And then maybe one up here. One to the back. It doesn't need to be beautiful again. It's just here to do one job. Nothing more. Good. One that runs that way, and then I will just put on top the ones to the side. I want to have more down thrust. I don't know what the weight of this thing is, so let me grab some uranium, put that in there, and then we should be able to pick this up. Hope that works. It worked the last time I tried it, but there I was in space, and space makes everything a lot easier. Good, grab this. Does this have enough energy? P, oh no. No, we should maybe put another reactor on there, just to be sure. Come on, bring it. So, in the last video, and I will have to be careful with this one here too, had a bit of a mishap in there, and that must have come from editing. But I don't know how it happened. There's, 20 seconds of darkness in there, but with my voice still being heard. And now with this one, I have to be really careful how this one turns out. Good, let me do this, and then this. Give me a sec. We introduced Google Home into our home and that was running in the background, and I needed to shut that off. This is my wife is completely fascinated by it. What the? How and why? It must be. Okay, we will just detach it, and hopefully that works then. That must be the problem with the braking torque, I'm pretty sure, but we can just detach it. Now it should be loose, and maybe now we can bring this thing back into the air. Let us see. Anything damaged? No. Good. Now just let us take this, maneuver it over here. The thing is, this rotor head is a lot bigger than the other one, but it's a graphical issue. It should still work. The rotors on the other ship, where I used normal rotors but did the same thing basically, they are also bigger, but they worked normally as the rotors would work. Okay, we just put that in there, and then we are able to, or we should be able to, just attach it again. Let us see. Hopefully it doesn't break or anything. Advanced rotor. Let us bring down this and bring up the braking torque. So hopefully this thing doesn't rotate then. Attach? No, it's not. It's not attached. We need to be a bit more precise. Bring it in more and up. It needs to be relatively close to the original position. Then it usually attaches. Don't know, maybe it's harder in gravity. don't hope that's the case. Attach it. Yes! See that? Oh, why? Okay, everything's fine. We just we just detach this with 2. Where am I? Back. We will keep this just so that we can move things around if we ever need to do that. Okay, good. This thing goes here. Just stand here, please. Okay, it's locked. Thanks. We can remove this again, and now we can start to plan out how we want to have this thing. Again, this now should be able to attach the normal big normal big attachments like okay, we have to maybe pull this in. Hopefully that's possible. Let us see if we can rotor displacement. Oh, this is problematic. This is problematic. Let me show you why. I would need now a conveyor. So a normal conveyor and then a piston. So get rid of this for. Take a look at the size of this block. If we go with, can we go with a curve? We could do this, but we still can't place it. Maybe we need to go up more. This sticks out too far. I thought it would be closer to the rotor base. Now the moving the whole thing did nothing for us. Too bad. We would have to remove all this to even make it possible to attach something here. See that? The big problem with it is that I would like to be able to rotate it down. And what I thought was maybe bring it to the right side a bit more so that I can rotate it through here. But as you can see, this doesn't line up in any way. This would be big too. Hui. Oh. This is too crazy. I am not sure. I am not sure if that works out too. It seems smaller. That's a nice thing because it doesn't have this this crazy wound around there, wound around blockchain there, but this, it is better. It is definitely better. Maybe if I just go with one piston, and then attach the rotor there. I want to use the small build and repair system, just so I can show you the build and repair system. The big one, I think, would be just too crazy big. Or this is just too crazy. Although the size of the whole thing. Oh no. Okay, this doesn't work. The small one would work better there. And I don't need the reach of this thing. They do the same. We have the same problem now, that I kind of have to see what the reception of this is. What I could do is, and that's also just an idea, what I could do is attach an advanced rotor here, attach a conveyor here, and then attach to the conveyor the big rotor. If I then just stop it from rotating, I could end up with a thing that works better than what I have here. Let us test this. Maybe that makes size-wise a bit more sense. This could work out a lot better. Maybe this is the solution for our problem. I hope that the materials still go through there. I'm not sure if this works, but I hope at least. Good. This rotor here is set to the maximum amount of rotor, the stopping power. Yeah. Today is not a good day. I'm awfully tired, and so this braking torque, that's what I wanted to say. Highest amount of braking torque, and it's set to a limit of 0, so this shouldn't move at all. I could now attach the usual piston, and what we then can do is, on the other end, do the same. Just put a rotor in there that is used to just hold the small build and repair system. That's what I was searching for. And here we have a way to, and here we have a way to remove these blocks, and we can then even bring it down so that we can have it point towards the ground. I limited the rotor on the back here to a certain degree, so it should be able to. Let us see if this works. The rotor on the back is advanced rotor 2. It is this one. I just want to reverse it and toggle block on, toggle block off. We go to this and set it to also have just so it doesn't run away from us. That's what I want to possibly. Okay, we should set a speed, maybe something really slow, 0.01, just so it doesn't go too fast. Now reverse it. Does it do something? It should do something, but it doesn't. Maybe this is just too slow. 0.5. Okay, now it does something. It points down and it points up, or it will point up. Good. Can I turn that off? Oh, it doesn't do anything if I turn it off. How do I stop this thing at a certain point? Maybe I need to then. Rotor will lock its current position. Maybe I can use this. Can I use the rotor lock? Get rid of this. Is there a rotor lock? Rotor lock on off? Turn. Stop. This doesn't seem to work, so what am I doing wrong here? Not sure. I'll set it to 0 for now. Okay, this went back. It is set to 0. Maybe it's the braking torque or something like that that makes problems there. It could be. Maybe one of you has a bit more knowledge about this. But I can go back a bit more, bring in a bit of a slope, so this thing should be able to point down. And now I can just add the next rotor. Go and set this to 0. And then change the rotor head again. Just with this. Pick this up there. And do the same with this thing then. The only thing that I will not be able to do then is to put a connector on there. I will not be able to steer that in a way, so that might just not be possible. And it's not completely necessary. It would have been a nice thing to just be able to park that thing somewhere, grab for the connector on the base. Now I just have to make a connection that this thing can log into. It's not problematic, but it would have been nicer if I would have just be able to do something from a distance there. So, okay, let me get this back. Okay, I think we have another concept here for us, and I think this could work a lot better than the other one. We might still have to do a counterweight, but making something like that shouldn't be too awfully problematic. I have to see where I can stop this thing and how I can stop this thing, because I really want to know if I'm able to point this down, stop it in certain positions. That's the main thing that I want to be able to do. So to move it, then just say, okay, now stop, move it down, move it up, however I want to have it, and use this just as an arm to get closer to a building that I want to eventually do. But again, most thanks here goes to, again, David Robson and Sources? I'm not sure. Because they reminded me of this concept. And that's good. It's good to have a community there that can say, okay, maybe try this, and go in at me and say, no, he might be onto something, because I dismissed David's idea a bit, and Sources came to the rescue and said, no, he could be onto something, and he was onto something there. So yeah, thanks again, guys. That was really, really nice. Give me more ideas for this, and maybe tell me if this is worth continue doing in the next week. We could, in the end, even try to have something with, I don't know, removable heads or whatsoever, that we could use here to dig, to drill, to build whatever we can do with it. Okay, people, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the episode and the changes that I did here. If you did, then please leave a like on the video, and take a look at the description. There's all the links to all the necessary things, Discord, Twitter, Patreon. Take a look at that if you're interested, and I hope to see you in the next video. See ya, guys.